All right, what's going on there, folks? Earthmaster here checking in on this February 3rd, 2020 evening, 6:45 p.m. straight up here on the West Coast, here in Northern California, where it's relatively cold for this time of year, sitting here in the low 40s, here in the northern Sacramento Valley. Taking a look at the Earthquake 3D live stream, shows relatively quiet conditions out here on the West Coast, even though we're seeing those rings pop up. Those are indicative of some older earthquake activity. A lot of activity picking up, though, in the southern part of the state. This here is the USGS map. All magnitudes here over the last 24 hours. And not a whole lot of activity, not a whole lot of swarming, folks, that the fearmongers put out there on the Mammoth Lakes Long Valley supervolcano area. Okay, I do want to put that in perspective right now, that we're not seeing any type of magma intrusion, any type of volcanic activity out here in Long Valley, folks. So I've mentioned it before in my update video. Long Valley supervolcano has been known for plate tectonics out there for many, many years. They had a major earthquake back in the 1980s. I think it was 6.7, 6.9, just outside the Caldera region. But that does not necessarily indicate volcanic activity. So please, folks, rest assured that there is no need to worry about the Long Valley supervolcano at the moment. In the future, yes, it's still basically an active volcano, either way you look at it. But please don't let the fearmongers put any fear out there into your dreams or your nightmares. So, let's see here. Where'd we go with this here? Shoot down a little bit towards the south region here. I just wanted to pop in the Mammoth Lakes region just to put aside a few questions out there. This here is the Ridgecrest area. Right? Everyone knows the Ridgecrest area. July 4th, July 5th, major earthquakes out there. We're still seeing continued earthquake activity out there, continued aftershock activity. And I'm not even joking, folks. What I've seen out here of the aftershock activity following those large quakes on July 3rd or July 4th and July 5th in Southern California, upwards of over 100,000 earthquakes out there in this region of the state. I'm probably being very, very liberal in that retrospect. There's probably a lot more than 100,000 earthquakes. But just today, folks, 24 of those taking place here in the Ridgecrest area. I'm going to have to tally up the earthquake total here pretty soon. I'll figure it out. Trust me, I will. But nothing big going on down here in Southern California. Relatively quiet. And that's, that's good. That's a very good sign here in Southern California. Aftershock activity is just, it's continuing. But there's no abnormal quake activity out here. One small earthquake up here towards the north. Right there at the Triple Point Junction there of the Pacific and the, hold on a second here. Pacific Juan de Fuca plate and the North American continent plate right there, all playing in that triple conjunction right there where that blue dot is. That was a 3.3 earthquake at 24 kilometers below the surface. No cause for alarm out there at the moment, but we are keeping an eye on it. No swarming, no type of alert activity out there. Let's take a very short stroll out here to the northeastern part of the country. Out there in Virginia, yes, they did have low earthquake out there. A little tiny itsy bitsy. It's like the itsy bitsy spider song, right? The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Okay, I'm not going to make a fool of myself out here. Either way, a 2.7 struck out there in Louisa, Virginia. Not a big earthquake, but I tell you what, folks, the amount of people that felt this earthquake is astounding. It's almost like a 5.0 or a 5.0 or greater struck the San Francisco region. And the amount of responses that people reported from this is astronomical. I mean, I really can't believe that many people. I'm probably close words of 1,000 or more people reported this 2,000 or this 2.7 earthquake in Virginia. It struck at about 7.9 kilometers out there in the mountainous region. No plate tectonics out there in view, but if you remember a few years back about the Virginia earthquake, 5.7 out there, I believe it was. It struck out there in the unnamed fault system. So earthquake activity, like I said, every time I end this video, I talk about just be prepared no matter where you are at out there. And that's that rings true out there in Virginia, because they can have earthquakes out there. They can have tornadoes. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Virginia is a beautiful area, beautiful state. I'm not even joking. I would love to live out there, but I live out here in California, so I'm stuck here in high prices, and cost of living is ridiculous. Excuse me. I do want to look up here towards the north. Excuse me. I'm catching the coronavirus. At this earthquake up here, at 4.3, struck in a very abnormal area of the North American continent up here around Canada region. This is a 4.3 earthquake at about 10 kilometers below surface out there in the mixture of islands and ocean out there. It's a rather interesting earthquake in the northeastern part. I mean, I don't recall the last time I seen an earthquake out there in that part of the world, but like I said, there's definitely been a lot of movement out there, and it's definitely continuing, but there's not a whole lot of earthquake information to report out here, folks, aside from the deep activity, which I take into serious. When I see deep movement like this on the Fiji Islands right there, almost 600 kilometers below surface right there in the Fiji Islands region, and also some major deep earthquake prior to that, just south of the Japan region. I kind of play into part the whole picture here. The Pacific plate is a major plate. It almost takes over half of the world right here. And you have to take a look at what's on the other side of the world. The other side of the Pacific plate, where Alaska is and the North American continent is. That's the area you have to watch for this movement here. And right now, relatively quiet, although a 4.3 off the coast of the Aleutian Islands just now, following all this deep earthquake activity. Either way, folks, just be on guard. And like I said, please, oh my God, please make sure you have an earthquake plan out there wherever you're at. I can spit it out. It's one of those nights. It's almost like I got cotton. It's almost like I got cotton in my mouth. Somebody shoved cotton in my mouth, and that's how it is. But that's all right. It's all good. You can put a spell on me all you want. It's all right. I got some white sage for that stuff, and that will take care of it. have a good night, folks. I'm going to be out here in the live stream, listening, monitoring, and we'll chat you guys just a little bit later. Have a good night, everyone.